Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalist videos. Today's video is going to be how to rediscover minimalism during these difficult times. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go! Woo! Number 1, do not get carried away with decluttering. Right now, during these times, a lot of people have lost their jobs and are facing unemployment. So I don't think right now is the best time to get carried away with decluttering things with the idea that if you declutter something that you need, that you'll just go out and repurchase it. We want to be a little bit smart with our money, hold off, and be a little bit more conservative when it comes to decluttering. Number 2, prioritize getting organized over decluttering. I know right now you're thinking if right now is a good time to start minimalism, you might want to start decluttering because a lot of videos during times of abundance have advocated for you gotta declutter, you gotta do this. I think right now you should organize your things. I think once you get organized, you might be able to see, okay, I need this and I don't need this. Then if you started to declutter and then realize, oh, I need this, and we might not be in a position to go out and repurchase it. So I advocate right now, if you have time, if you are at home, if you are in quarantine or you haven't gone back to work or you have a little bit more extra time, you might take this opportunity to clean and organize, and I think that from there you might be able to see what you need and what you don't need before you decide to go happy trigger on the decluttering. Number 3, plan and write down how you want your life to be. Right now is a interesting time where you can take the more time that you've been given, take a moment to pause and reflect. Moving forward, how would you like your life to look like? Maybe you no longer have that job that maybe you didn't really like, or maybe you no longer have that job that you really liked. And it kind of gives you the opportunity to evaluate and observe your surroundings and decide from this point forward, how can you do things differently, or what can you do to help design your life within your means, create something that you feel is sustainable and brings joy to your life. Number 4, declutter some fantasies. I did make a video before talking about how I embrace my fantasy self, and this was through minimalism, and it made my life a lot better. But I currently think with the current state of affairs, it might be a little bit wise to declutter some fantasies. Chasing after our fantasies usually can be done when there is the means and there's the resources. If right now there isn't the means and there isn't necessarily the resources, I think it's okay to put on pause or put in the back burner some fantasies and live a little bit within reality and be a little bit more practical and be a little bit more appreciative and look at what is currently available. And if certain things are out of our reach or are more a part of our fantasy selves, to put that on the side for a little bit and revisit it later when there is the means and there is the resources. Number 5, take stock of what's really important. Right now, you can take this opportunity to kind of look at what is in your life, what is no longer in your life, and kind of evaluate what really is important so that moving forward, when things do change and we get back on track, where you want to put in your efforts and where you want to put your money and where you want to put in your time for the future. Number 6, organize your finances. I think right now is a really good golden opportunity to pull out all of those folders and binders and paperworks and online documents that you may have been putting off, because I totally get it. When I'm really busy with school or I'm busy with a part-time job, I don't really have time to put together my finances. It gets kind of messy and pushed to the back. But right now that you have a bit more ample time, I think you can sit down and kind of comb through your papers, maybe your online documents, and kind of put together some spreadsheets, some Excel sheets, and kind of take a look at your finances for maybe the past couple months, for the year, the past couple years, and kind of get a better picture and a better sense of where your finances are at, so that moving forward things are a little bit more organized. You could also help set in place some systems for the future, so that when you record spendings, you know, okay, this is for the house, this is for the food, this is for the groceries, this is the fun list. Create a simple but effective system so that in the future, taking care of your finances can be a lot more efficient. Number 7, embrace less is more. Life is a cycle. We all experience ups and downs. You can experience happiness no matter what state of life you're in. There's that quote that says, learn to laugh in the rain. If we're always waiting for perfect conditions to be happy, we're never going to be happy, because there's never going to be perfect conditions. I think it'd be a good opportunity to help practice less is more. Look at what is currently in your life, and maybe there is less than there used to be, but realize that that can be a very beautiful, refined, and gratuitous way to live. less is more could mean less things, so you have more time to enjoy yourself instead of always cleaning. Shift your perspective and kind of look at the benefits of less is more. There's a bajillion things out there. I'm not going to get into it, but all you need to do is type in less is more and you will find a lot of articles. So I think you could take this opportunity to embrace a different type of mentality, a different mindset, that we don't always need to be in abundance to be happy. We can be just as equally happy with the mentality that less is more. Number 8, embrace the new abundance in your life. I think during this time, I think a lot of us might have been thinking about what we no longer have instead of maybe embracing the new abundance that we do have. During these past couple months, I have had a lot more time to kind of refine my YouTube craft. I've had a lot more time to kind of reflect on myself and reflect on a lot of negative habits and thoughts that I used to have. And I've been able to do more research and kind of improve my quality of life. And this has only been because I decided to embrace the new abundance that I had in my life, which was more time. As a student who's doing online classes, I have a lot more ample time. So I decided to take advantage of that instead of thinking about like, oh, I'm not in school right now, I'm not this, I'm not that. And worrying about all of those things wasn't going to help. What we can do now in this time is instead look at what abundances we do have in our life and practice a little bit of gratitude. All right, number 9. Practice gratitude for what you do have. Some stuff is no longer in our lives, but there are some things that are still in our lives. So I think that it could be really good to practice gratitude. With this time, some people have lost loved ones. So we can take this opportunity to show our loved ones how much they really mean to us and how much we really care about them. I know it can be a little bit difficult, especially during quarantine. Maybe we're spending a lot more time locked up with our loved ones. But gratitude, again, will help kind of shift your mentality in this current state of affairs. And number 10, let go of what you don't have anymore. So during these times, there are things that we no longer have in our lives. And there's a really good saying in Buddhism, which is like, holding on is the root cause of suffering, or expectations or wanting things to be a certain way when they aren't is the root cause of suffering. If we take a look at what we no longer have in our lives, mourn it and let it go. That is just unfortunately how life goes. Nothing is forever. We aren't forever. Unfortunately, we are mortal and we do eventually come to an end. I know that's quite a dark way to end my list, but what I'm trying to say is that it's perfectly normal to feel the way that we feel, but it's also healthy to practice realizing that things are not forever and practicing letting go and moving on gracefully. That is my video. I hope that these tips have helped you out, and thank you so much for taking this time to watch this video. I really hope that you can discover minimalism in a healthy and meaningful way during these difficult times, and I hope everybody is safe, and I hope that everybody is taking precautions and social distancing, and I will see you guys in my next video. Oh, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, check out my Instagram at Mignon Cobra for more Mignon Cobra goodness, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!